How are you today? Welcome to the Midnight American. I hope you had a great weekend. I went out with my brother and a couple of friends and watched the new Spider-Man movie. Okay. And the question you might have, which I had, is should I wait and see it on home video or should I go see it in the theaters? So I decided today, just go ahead and do a review. I'll try not to let out too many spoilers and tell you what my opinion is. So before we get started, I want you to consider subscribing to the channel, okay? If you're watching this on someplace other than YouTube, subscribe there. Otherwise, go ahead and ring the subscription bell and you can be notified on episodes that I have coming out. So the new Spider-Man movie, No Way Home, it picks up right from where the last Spider-Man movie did, Far From Home. And I was skeptical. I didn't know whether I really wanted to see this in the theater or not. Just wait and see it on, home video. Because I really haven't been too crazy about what I've been seeing coming out of the MCU and Disney and just Hollywood in general lately. I mean, just everything's steeped with this woke dogma. But I guess now they are, at least for the moment, ready to start making money again. You can see here, Spider-Man No Way Home outpaced Sunday box office estimates to become the second highest domestic opening of all time. So, it's got to be pretty good. Initially anticipated that it would tally 253 million. It topped out at 260 million. This was put out just this morning. So, yeah, it's killing it. And as you can see here, go over to Rotten Tomatoes, 99% audience score. So, what do I think? Okay. Well, when an audience erupts periodically in applause throughout a movie, when they decide that they're going to flesh out good, relatable, ambitious, likable characters, they build relationships that reflect true human nature, right? They put together a story that's complex and well written, but easy to follow. When you can see that the creators were respecting the fans, the fan base, the previous movies, they put some good humor and nostalgia in there without giving too much away. And there are spoilers throughout, all over online. But I'm going to attempt to just give you the basics on this and what I feel. And it was just fun. It was fun. Okay. It wasn't a lesson as we have been seeing in racial equality and gender issues and studying alternate lifestyle tolerance and all this just weird cuckoo bird stuff. Just, dude, we want to see a movie. We just want to come and have fun. All right. I got to tell you, most of us just feel like we've gone beyond this. Okay, we're very accepting culture at this point. And if you are continue to drive this as if it's a major problem, you got another agenda that you're trying to achieve. You're stoking division and chaos through what I would probably think would be kind of a socialist ideology. Okay, and I could do a whole video on that. Let me know if you'd like me to do a video on how all this woke stuff kind of got started and where I see it going, how it continues to persist, all that. I got a pretty good idea how this is going to play out, okay? But in the meantime, we have a really great film, and I think, it's just cool, man. It's pulling people back into the theaters. Is it a perfect film? There were a couple of eye-rolling moments from me. Trying not to give too much away. This was kind of one of those student teaches the teacher films, which you see quite a bit. The kids always know better than the adults, and it's a movie where the student believes in redemption, believes in second chances, and of course the teacher, being very narrow-minded, believes that good and evil are what they are, and life plays out as it does, and there is this thing called reality. But of course, the student is right because the student's right. Okay. Unfortunately, all the second chances, the way that it kind of rolls out is all the second chances come in the form of rewriting history, and redemption comes in the form of not true change, but some kind of tech fix or antidote or, drug or injection or something like, which is not real character change. Okay. This is more like it was never his fault. He was never really bad because he was actually bad. No, it was some external element. So it reminded you of some kind of ideology. So not entirely unwoke, but it works. Okay. Um, it, I would have just liked to have seen it play out a little bit more, kind of like they did with Return of the Jedi, where, at the very end, Darth Vader, he has a real character change and you see it happening just before his death. Right. And it worked. You were kind of cheering for the bad guy at that moment because he was actually changing interiorly. And unfortunately, they took the mask off and he looked like Uncle Fester from the Addams Family, but that's a whole other story. They did that particular thing right. So there's that. And then there's also a point where the teacher attempts to change, you probably figure out who I'm talking about, change global history, like everybody and everything, for the root cause being just that the students didn't like how things were and that they weren't getting accepted into college. And that was just kind of like, really? Okay. This is really kind of out of character for this particular teacher. Okay. So looking past those issues though, it was a really great film. I feel like this is a real shot in the arm for theater owners. It's a victory for people who want to get back out into the theaters. And we want to get back out and see films again, the way that films are meant to be seen. And we're ready to get back out and start living again and making things happen. Look, man, I know that there's this virus thing, but now, there was life before the virus and we had no virus, and now it's life with the virus. And that's just what we got to deal with. And people we live with a lot of things. We live with cars that kill people. We live with cancer that kills people. We live with that. We live with it. We try to fight it as well as we can, but we can't hide away in our homes forever. So that's gonna, and it also takes away the excuse that the box office numbers were because of the pandemic, and that's going to be a problem for Disney and the MCU because they were using that as an excuse for box office numbers, and they still will. They will. Okay, so we just got to enjoy this moment while it lasts. Here's my take on it. Don't wait to see it at home. Don't wait to rent it. Go see it in the theaters, okay? Go see Spider-Man No Way Home in a crowded theater the way that it was meant to be seen, because there are some moments, especially, since they respected the nostalgia of this film, there's some moments within this story that really rouses the audience and gets everybody excited, and that really adds to the experience. So yeah, that's it. Follow me on Rumble and BitChute, and I do have a Patreon too. Consider subscribing there and being a part of that. And it helps support these videos moving forward. Sign in at midnightamerican.com, become a member of the Night Crew, and that way we can continue to stay in touch. And guys, thank you so much for spending this time with me. And until next time, know yourself better than you know anyone else.